double Slayer experience with the Raptor and a new high-level monster with today's update. Updates. So, with today's update, RuneScape started with something new called the Raptor Challenge, which means that every week throughout November they will be releasing a new high-level monster from Rune Labs. Each one is a fitting challenge for the most masterful slayers, and also have some truly epic loot, as they would call it. This week's monsters are Wyverns. They can drop a level 85 Wyvern crossbows, which has a damage over time passive and accompanying bolts. You must be level 96 Slayer to damage the Wyverns. You do not need to be on task to kill them. 100 combat is required to be assigned the Wyverns by a Slayer Master. You can get to them by entering the hole where skeletal Wyverns are. Wormfire potions is strongly recommended. You get those by mixing anti-fire, super anti-fire, crystal flask with 89 herbloring. While you're on a Wyvern assignment, you can get the first part of a key to open the Raptor chest. The remaining parts are to come when other monsters will be released. I did do a task of the Wyverns to try them out, and here is some of my notes. The Wyverns are weak to fire spells. You get 976 Slayer experience per kill. You also get 2473 combat experience. Every charm drop contains of 4 charms. The bolts is a common drop and it drops 10 bolts per time. When in range distance, the dragons seem to vary between mage and ranged uncontrollably, and they do hit high. So I recommend standing in melee distance where the dragon only will melee you, where you can pray against it. The range and mage hits high. It can easily smash you with a 3k hit. Another thing to do is to keep track of the temperature. You can light fires around the room. And also you can get stunned if you're not doing it properly. When the room is warm, you will get poisoned. When the room is getting colder, the Wyverns will have greatly increased damage. When the room is too cold, you will be stunned. That happens quite a lot, so it's really annoying. High chance of dying. Anti-poison does not work against the poison. And the asphyxiate ability works really great at the dragons, because when you are stunning them, they don't seem to be able to do anything. The bad thing about these is that the loot is not very good for being a level 96 Slayer assignment. So during November, the Raptor will be south of Port Serim as a Slayer Master, offering some unique rewards and some double Slayer experience. The catch with this is that it's only one task per day. Iron Man can take part of this event. The monsters assigned from the Raptor is the same as those assigned by any other master that would be appropriate for your level. It works a lot like Death Slayer tasks. Stuff like Social Slayer doesn't work. You cannot prefer or block or guarantee tasks. The thing that does work is that the Slayer helmet works, unlike the Slayer helmet in the Death assignment. It doesn't work there. Once you have completed 15 Raptor assignments, you will unlock a menacing set of Raptor-themed armor with a bloodthirsty twist. That armor will be probably will be cosmetic and get an improved appearance as as you're slaughtering the new high-level monsters. Details on this will come later this month. Minor updates. The invasion of Falador has now ended. The commendation will remain in the game for some time to allow people to redeem for rewards before they disappear if they have some lying around. Essential patch notes. Beastmaster Dursag will now give players a short warning before he begins trampling them. Maximum hits of lesser, greater, black and abyssal demons, including their elite version, has been increased. Balthazar does no longer stay in Birthrope connected with the raffle. Players can no longer attack elite dummies with the wrong attack style. The character shown on the screen can now be used in player examine settings. No messages. Rangers on Mask Hub will now escort players to and from Kanatahata. Nimai Poison can now be banked. Players who own all of the Liberation of Maskab abilities and use a codex will now be refounded with Techie. Voiceovers will now start more quickly and smoothly. Players will no longer be sculled by a familiar retaliating against a player who just respawned after death. A PvP fight with familiars will no longer produce the message "you all already fighting someone else." Ninja fixes. Players are now able to prestige their boss and slayer creature kills via the beast tabs after reaching 60,000 kills, this being the cap before this. So resetting this will increase the prestige by 1. Buckets and plant pots may now automatically be discarded when farming in the new skilling options in escape, gameplay and miscellaneous settings. Treasure Trail sliding puzzles have been reworked. They now move slightly quicker. You can use the arrow keys to move the pieces around on the board, and you can also move more than one piece at the same time. This is great, and I've been actually waiting for this to happen. Completionist. No, wait. There is no new completionist requirements. Thank you for tuning in to the Runeshow. My name is Odin, and I will be back next week.